Hi, everyone. Email and Coffee. And today we're talking with Dr. Rich Atkins from Improving Communications. So, Doctor, tell us a little bit about yourself and Improving
Sure
Communications.
thing, Joy. First of all, thanks for having me here. Rich Atkins of Improving Communications, LLC. We are a corporate training company, corporate learning service provider. We do things like business writing, public speaking, customer service, leadership, sales, negotiation, human resources, learning sessions for businesses and individuals. We have offices here in New York, we have an office in London, and we have an office recently opened in Dublin. So we are improvingcommunications.com, improvingcommunications.co.uk, and improvingcommunications.ie. And
Yes,
I
I'm very
think,
impressed.
that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough for now.
So, today we're going to talk a little bit about communications, specifically email communications, warm and not so warm, cold. So, I have a few questions that I'm going to throw at you, and hopefully you'll answer. So,
Be nice.
one of the questions is, and something that happens often when you're writing an email or you're reading an email, is that you're reading it and it's completely misinterpreted. You go back, you answer the question, and it's not even close, or you reflected. It's just sometimes it's difficult to get 3 dimensions out of an email. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Emails, it's just funny. Like, think about this. You're at work, and someone says to you, Joy, have you looked at so-and-so's emails today? They are so snippy. Clearly that person's in a bad mood, right? And then there are times I'll look at it and I'll read it and I'll say, I don't see what you're seeing. Or I can't read that inflection into someone's email. So what that is that if an email can be misinterpreted, it will be. And what we want to do, one of the things we teach, say in our business writing class, email etiquette, is you always have to manage the other person's perceptions of your writing. Because how they perceive it is up to you. So, I mean, a good way to avoid being misinterpreted is always start with a greeting before the person's name. Like, Dear Joy, hello Joy, greetings Joy. The draft board did very well with greetings. And after that, one single standalone pleasant statement. So an email, and Joy, I'll bet if you look back in all the emails you and I have had, they probably look something like this. Dear Joy, new line, I hope your weekend was excellent. New line, when we speak on Tuesday, it'll be great because blah, 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 right? Now, you look at that. If you're having a bad day, Joy, you look at that and you bring it to one of your colleagues and you say, I can't believe how rude Rich is being in his emails. Look at it. And someone says, it says, Dear Joy, I hope you had an excellent weekend. I'm not seeing what you're seeing. So that's the way you can set the tone. Remembering that email is a legal document. It's unfortunate, but sometimes it's true. These things get brought into courtrooms. And the one thing I want to be seen as is, oh yeah, Rich is always polite and positive and friendly in his emails. Now, one more thing about the Dear Joy, I hope you had a great weekend. Last Tuesday when we spoke, just imagine you're sitting in your office at a workspace where there are other offices nearby. And I just walk right into your office, walk right in and say, last Tuesday when we spoke about, whoa, what was that? And that's the way it is in writing too. So I walk in, instead I say, hi Joy, did you have a good weekend? You say yes. I say, great. Last Tuesday when blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing in speech or writing. It translates the same way, but setting the pleasant tone makes it so that our writing will not be misinterpreted. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. People really do need to put that extra effort into an email. They may just want to say, I need to have this right now, But just
Mhm.
by saying, I need to have this right now is to the point and really rude. You wouldn't walk into
It's
somebody's
rude.
office, open the door and say, I really need this right now, because that's rude.
Yeah. I was told a story once of someone was on the phone and someone else came up and said, I need labels for whatever the person was doing. And my friend Tara just had the phone, just said, I'm going to have to call you back. And it's one of those, can I get 5 minutes with you? I hope you're doing well. We have a situation. I know it takes a little bit of time to do that, but the emotional connection there ensures that we have good relationships with people moving forward. I'll never forget those words. I need labels. Because right away that person is branded as, oh, that's the crazy. That's the office crazy.
It's a label crazy person.
Yeah, we don't want to be known as that.
So here's another question. When you're writing an email, where's the perspective? Is it all about me? Is it all about you?
Mm-hmm.
Who is it all about? I mean, when I'm sending an email, it's all about me. I need something done. And oftentimes I go through we, I, you. I never know. I usually end up paraphrasing the I with we and possibly adding you. But it's somewhat difficult to express a need, and then perhaps if you're asking somebody to get involved, or if you're asking them to reply to you, if it is a rather cold situation where it is about a sale, I mean, what is the best setup? How do you get what you need?
Joy, you're just baiting me now, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
So think about this. If I want to get you motivated to do something, I have to get you interested, right? I have to show you how it's going to benefit you. And part of this discussion, Joy, is if you think about how used car people get such a bad rap, don't they? Don't we think badly of them in most cases? I'm sorry to say that. It's just a stereotype that lives. Why is that? Many of them are focused on themselves. Yet the best salespeople are focused on the customer. So when we're writing to an audience, we're standing in front of a room presenting information, and we want to motivate people to action at the end. Call to action. All of your emails have a call to action, right? But if the call to action is buy our stuff, let's be blunt about it. We know that we're not going to say buy our stuff at the bottom of an email, right? But we may say use XYZ product. If you say that, that's fine. Use XYZ product. Why? How's it going to benefit me? Use XYZ product and your workday will be easier. You'll reduce absenteeism at work. You'll have higher morale at work. You'll have increased potential for profits. There are a whole bunch of reasons why I would want to do what you're telling me to do. But if you say to me, Joy, use XYZ product so we can boost our numbers up and show people that we're making a lot of sales, well, that's a benefit that benefits you, not me. We've got to turn around. The more buyer focused we are, reader focused, listener focused, audience focused, the more audience focused we are, the more likely it is that we're going to be speaking in terms of their interests, not ours. So if, for instance, I say, take our public speaking class so that you can increase your confidence, so that you can formulate a message better, so you can understand your audience and reach them better. There are a whole bunch of reasons why you will benefit from that. But if I just say, take our public speaking class so that we can get the cha-ching going in our coffers at the end of the year, that's a benefit that benefits me, not them. They're not going to do it. Yeah. So the term we use, Joy, is you before me. And that's the capital letter U, capital letter B, the number 4, and then lowercase me. You before me. If I put you before me, I'm going to be speaking about what you want to hear rather than what I want to hear. And here's a quick example. I had an instructor for a number of years who would say things to the class like, I want you to open your books. She's in front of the class. She says, I want you to open your books. Who's that sentence about?
Or,
It's about I.
Mhm.
Watch this. Oh, I want you to open your books. That's 7 words. Open your books. 3 words. Fewer words. It's more direct, and it's about the audience. Has nothing to do with the speaker. I need these speeches to be excellent. Make these speeches excellent. Fewer words, you focused. So when you focus on the audience, you decrease the number of words, making your message more simple and easy to understand, and you make it about the audience, not about yourself. We all know, right? And don't the people who see this person coming roll their eyes up and go, oh, this one again? It's the same thing in speech or writing. That's the way it goes. People get sick of hearing someone talking about I, me, my.
yeah. I'll often go through an email that I'm writing to somebody, a client, and I'll have to turn everything around because I'll be saying, I need this, and here's my deadline, and this is what I need, and I'm like, turn it around.
Yep.
Please
provide this. Please provide this so that your project will meet deadlines. And as a result, you'll be able to get this to a wider population, blah, blah, blah. Whatever is going to happen, it's all about the other person, not about you.
And here's something else. This is a problem with a lot of emails that you have. They'll have multiple purposes. They'll have lots of calls to action. And I've often had a problem with emails when I'm sending something to people and I'm like, okay, I need 5 things from them.
Oh boy.
I'm only going to address 1. So get ready. So try to make it as clear as possible and figure that you're going to get 1 answer out of them. So how do you basically do something? How do you get your purpose across? How do you couch your call to action so that you are getting the expectation from the whole process?
Sure. You talked about 5 different calls to action. Well, 5, right? Let's just imagine 2 of them come from the same Excel spreadsheet. So Rich, please go into the email Excel spreadsheet, and I need an email address for so-and-so and this other person. Well, that we can combine into 1, right? That's 1 call to action. Now we've reduced it to 4 because we just combined this one, but these other 3 are completely unrelated to that. After you go to the Excel spreadsheet, please call the printer repair person and then drop your laptop off for servicing. All unrelated, right? I know it's going to sound crazy. 4 separate emails.
Exactly.
And the thing is, that's very important, do not rapid fire hammer someone 4 in a row. So what you got to do, I know this is playing a little bit of a game, but put 4 emails together, send the first one at 10:30 in the morning, 11:30 send the second, 1 o'clock the third, 3 o'clock the fourth. And that way they'll all get done, figure out what's the most urgent for you, and you get that out first. And always, whenever you ask someone, drop your laptop off drop your laptop off for servicing, Rich, so that you'll have the most up-to-date system and be able to remember it's about me. Yeah. Why should I do that? Because the benefit to me in doing that is, please provide these email addresses so that the company can move forward with the send, and as a result, get us closer to our vision and potential profits. Mm-hmm. Motivate the reason for why I should do it. Otherwise, I'm just doing you a favor. And by the way, I can just say as an aside, Joy, I hate seeing those words. Dear Joy, please do me a favor. Is it a favor? No, dear Joy, please do the following thing so that the following benefit can be experienced.
Yeah, if we were doing favors for each other, we wouldn't be in business.
Exactly.
Do me a
What
favor.
else? What else do you have for me, Joy?
Do me a favor, can you pay me at the end of the week? Okay, sure.
Could you pay me at all?
Yeah, really, can you pay me at all? So how do you end an email? Now that you've gotten it all together, you've wrapped it all up, you've made sure you've got a call to action, you've not plagued somebody with too many calls to action. So now you're ready to say goodbye. Can you do me this favor? Joy.
Right.
I mean, how do you end an email?
Great. Yeah. I always leave off with the final call to action.
Mm-hmm.
So if I've said, please get those 2 email addresses so that we can move forward with the send and move the company closer to its vision, right at the bottom, I'll write the word rich. That's it.
That's it.
I've said it. Now, you might think, wow, that's so you're just going to jump off the cliff like that? Yes, because remember, up at the top, I've said, Dear Joy, I hope your weekend was delightful. Please get those email addresses to me so that we can move forward with the send and get the company closer to its vision, Rich. Now, some people say, should we end with a thank you?
Yeah, should we?
Should we? The answer, the improving communications answer is no. What?
Yeah, why?
Here's why. I kind of joke, I'll say this jokingly, it's kind of funny. What if the person doesn't do it? Then you've got to write back to the person and say, please send back the thank you that I sent you because I wasted it on you. Because, all right, so don't do that. Here's the thing. We please and thank you just a little too much. So rather than thank someone before doing it, again, what if the person doesn't do it? That's a wasted thank you and an overused thank you. Thank yous should be used when someone does you a favor. Joy, I borrowed your car last week, and as my way of saying thank you, not only did I return it to you in the same condition, I filled it up with a tank of gas, and I had the oil changed for you, and I got it washed.
Thank you.
Whoa, now that's a favor. That's a thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's by the way, there are people who have it programmed into their signature.
Yeah.
Dear all, it was good to see you at the company picnic. Thank you, Jim. Why did Jim just thank us? There's no thank you there. Don't thank people unless they do you a favor. And if they did their jobs, Dear Joy, please deliver those email addresses. You send right back, sure thing, Rich. Here are your email addresses. Now, should I write back and say thank you? Remember, that is your job. Should I thank you for doing your job?
It's really up to you now, isn't it?
And I'm going to say no. I will praise you for doing your job. Instead of saying, thank you, Joy, like you did me a favor, you're supposed to give me those email addresses, part of your job description. So I'll write back and say, well done, Joy. By the way, the other thing is when to let a thread die. One of my contractors sent an email. Our client said, here's the attendance list. My contract, and by the way, I'm on the CC. My contractor says, sure thing, I'll get you an answer in a minute. The client writes back, okay, sounds good. And I had to say to my contractor, don't answer with the promise of something that you're going to do in 10 minutes anyway. Just wait and send it over. And I said, because you know he's going to answer. The client's going to answer everything you send. As soon as you send it, here's the attendance list. The client will send back, thanks a lot, looks good. So in other words, the client doesn't know when to let an email die. And so I had to say to my contractor, hold off, don't send a promise, just send it. Because you know, it's just going to generate more email for everyone.
I generally, to my clients, I will generally I will tell them that an email has been received. So if they're asking
Hmm.
me for a job,
Hmm.
I'll reply back received.
And they write back, perfect.
No, no. If I don't send
God,
back received, I normally get an email by the end of the day. Did you get this?
yeah, yeah.
So,
I just think it's funny though, on the part of the person who sent it to then write back, okay. You know, like, oh my goodness, someone let this die. Someone let this die.
yeah, I know. So you wouldn't even end something with best regards or until
Oh,
then,
you can.
nothing.
Sure. It's all invisible. All of that stuff is invisible because people are scanning email. They don't read emails.
Yeah,
That's why you should never send a long email.
yeah.
They scan emails for important information. And once they get the important information, they're not reading whether I say cheers or cheers in Roebuck or cheers in Taxi or any of these, you know, closings that people best wishes, sincerely best wishes, sincerely yours. All of that doesn't matter because remember, at the top, we've been polite.
Right.
We've built rapport at the top, so we don't need to do it at the bottom. We've already set the tone up here.
It's very interesting because I have seen conversation recently about closings, and everyone is beginning to say just what you're saying. There is no closing. The closing is your name, your phone
Mhm.
number, your signature. That's it.
Sure. Yeah, that's all they need. The other one, because you have a signature on your email, dear Rich, my name is Joy Brooks. I'm your new blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know what? I know that because it's down at the bottom. Don't say my name is. I know who you are. I can see it at the bottom. But you might want to start off with saying, as your new account manager, I'm here to help with such and such. You notice how I turned that around? As your new account manager. Now it's about me. Yes, you have to say I at some points. Of course you do. As your new account manager, the writer of this email has decided to blah, blah.
Right.
Now that's just silly.
Right.
So you have, of course, you have to say I. But as your new account manager, I'm here to help with.
Right. You didn't say I'm your new account manager and I'm here to help you.
Or my name is Joy Brooks. I know, I can see it at the bottom. And also in your email address. And you're friendly from.
It's I laugh, but I have to remind myself, don't tell them that you're telling them. Just tell them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you today, I'm writing you today. No kidding, you're writing me today. I thought maybe you were at the circus.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's again where people are scanning email. They're trying to sift that stuff out. Make it easy for them. Take it out anyway. Dear so-and-so, I'm writing today to ask you if you can blah, blah, blah. Dear so-and-so, can you blah, blah, blah? Whatever that thing is, just start right. Dear so-and-so, hope you're having a great day. Can you do such and such?
So you're not a fan of the word please either. I heard the thank you, but
No, I please is general polite behavior, but you gotta be careful. So for instance, I'm in a situation right now where I'm emailing someone saying, yes, you have to change to pay the finance charge. And that's not a
no
please
please there.
situation. I'm not requesting something, it is a demand. So I've got to play cautiously with my contractors. Dear so and so, please make sure that you take care of the class for our client, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, that's the sort of polite activity that you can have with people who have rapport.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Play carefully because you got to ask yourself, am I making a request or is this non-negotiable? If it's non-negotiable, it's not please material.
Mm. So one last and final thing that we're going to draw a close on this is
Last and final?
and final.
It's last and final at the same time.
It's ultimate and penultimate as well.
Whoa.
How do you feel about cold emailing?
Cold calling and cold emailing is tough. And I know every time every time I see something come into the inbox, it is almost never that I look at it and say, hey, that is something I'm interested in. Or even if it is, if it's something I'm mildly interested in, but I already have someone who provides that for me, it's unlikely that I'm going to engage in this. And so here's a for instance. We do work for one of the Major League Baseball teams. And one of the things I've realized in working with the sports and entertainment field is that there are plenty of sports and entertainment agencies out there that we can work with. So what I've done on LinkedIn is I've reached out to some other people in similar roles to the ones that we're working with our Major League team. And what I sent to them was some sort of gift. I said, right now, we work with this team and we've done this flow chart for them. I'm sending this to you all blanked out. Is this something that may be useful to you? We did it for them. Maybe you can use it. Maybe this will help you. And that's the kind of thing where instead of making it a cold email, what it is, or a cold connection on LinkedIn, in this case, it's me saying, I do understand the nature of your business because we already work with your counterpart over at this company. And because we work with your counterpart at this company, we have a good idea of what you're doing over there. Here's a little gift. Maybe you'll think of us.
Value.
And if I come across something that is, yeah, so for instance, a lot of these agencies use the same software, they use the same practices and policies, resellers, etc. So if I see an article about that software or the reseller or the approved third-party vendor, any of these things, I might say, hey, did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see your posts every morning on LinkedIn. I'm interested by them. I'm connected to you. I get some value out of it. Maybe I can give you something of value.
Mm-hmm.
And if business comes after that, that's great. But if it doesn't, that's great also. Because the whole idea of networking is how can I provide value to someone else?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not what they can do for me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever been a member of a networking group where you see someone come in drooling, holding resumes and business cards, you know, you're saying, yeah, you're not doing it right. Networking and marketing, email marketing, is about getting something of value under people's noses. And once they see that, they might say, oh yeah, I like this company. They gave me something of value. Maybe they can help me with such and such.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good way to manage cold and turn it into a lukewarm. So, Rich, where can we find you on the internet?
On the internet, if you look for improvingcommunications.com,
mm-hmm.
If you're in Europe, you can look for improvingcommunications.co.uk or improvingcommunications.ie.
Okay.
And we are findable there. You can find me on LinkedIn, and our phone number is here in the US is 516-317-2900.
Oh, great. Now people can phone you up. So I really appreciate your time today. I know time is our money, and would like to wish you the very best, you and your beautiful bride. And that's a wrap from Email and Coffee. See you next time.
It's been delightful. Bye-bye, everyone.